What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be talking about the Clutch Time game mode. We are going to be talking more about the game because we have found out quite a few things. And look, there are a few things that I don't like, but I'm trying to think about it like objectively speaking. And while clearly it's not quite what I thought it was going to be. Like, look, I'm almost certain that there is an audience for this type of game mode, and I think it still could be a lot of fun. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but at the end of the day, I think it could be still it still could be the best mode in the game. Like, I would be higher on the game if it was literally just 1 quarter unlimited. Like, that is what I want. Like, because there is still no mode for people that want kind of somewhat simulation basketball and don't have 30 minutes to play the game. I think a lot of Unlimited's problems could be solved by just 4-minute quarters. And obviously more rewards for playing an individual game, but that's something for a different day. But Clutch Time. So Clutch Time, it's not TTO, it's not Unlimited. It's different to both. And I kind of like the way it's different to both in a way, because they're clearly trying something. And I will always say this, like, it's the reason why I was so angry this year with Unlimited and this year with Limited, but not last year with either of them. Because if they try something new and fail, I'm cool with it. If they completely try something new and it falls flat in its face, look, I'm completely cool with that. The reason why I was so pissed off with the draft was because the blueprint was there and they messed it up. But with this is an entire new game mode. It's an entire new take, something we have not seen. It kind of a little bit reminds me of the FIFA friendlies where they have like their own rules. Kind of reminds me of that. So I'm 1,000,000% willing to give this time. Am I that high on what it is right now? No, but I'm willing to give it time. So, first of all here, you only have 14 seconds to score in each possession. And 14 seconds, it's a weird one because I think 24 seconds, if they're trying to make it a quick arcade game mode, might be too long. But the problem with 14 seconds is that if someone is full court pressing you, if someone full court presses you, it's taking at least 6 seconds to get past the halfway line. That gives you 8 seconds to do something. So offensively, it's not going to be any tactics. Like, you're not going to have enough time. It's literally, this is what the game is going to be. Pick and roll. One high pick and roll. And if you can't score in the first high pick and roll, you don't score. It's like, I get it that they want to do a fast pace. I think they should have gotten 2 good players to test against each other. Because the way the game works, especially with no settings, if 2 good players play against each other, nobody's scoring within 14 seconds. Like, really, they're not. Like, 2 players of similar skill level, they're not scoring within 14 seconds. So, like, I would not be surprised if we see games ending 4-2. I'm not even joking. I would not be surprised if we see games ending 4-2 in this game mode. So, that's something that it could be interesting. And my whole thing was, like, maybe the court's tiny then. This is one thing I like, though. Sudden death overtime. First score in overtime wins. I like that. Keeps the games fast. I do like that. I don't enjoy the 14 seconds. I think there's no need to put this in. I think having the game be 5 minutes is already fast-paced enough, because you only have 5 minutes to play. So if you go down 6-0, someone can kind of start stalling and you got to speed them up. I think this is going to be... I think if anything ruins the mode, I'm looking at a lot of things. Like, if anything ruins the mode, it'll be the shot clock. It will be the shot clock. If anything ruins the mode, it'll be the shot clock. Because, again, if you're playing against... Like, I've played TTO games where there are 3-4 shot clock violations. And it's a lot easier to score in TTO than it will be in this mode. And I just think that there's going to be shot clock violate. When 2 good players play each other, it is just going to be chucking heavies for 5 minutes. Or even 2 bad players. When 2 similar level players play each other, it's going to be chucking heavies for 5 minutes. Because you just don't have time. Because you can't... It takes away the strategy, I think. Because you can't give the ball into the post. Like, you can't... Like, 14 seconds. If you come off a screen, force a switch, you can't abuse that. You do not have time to abuse that mismatch. You actually don't. You do not have time to get the ball past the halfway line, call for a screen, get a switch, and abuse a mismatch. You don't have time to dribble the ball up, get your post player in the post, and post up. Go in the post. You don't even have time to run a couple of handoffs. You have time for one pick and roll, and that's it. If somebody stops you from getting past the halfway line for 4 seconds, you have time for one pick and roll. Otherwise, you're not scoring. With the way AI defense is, if you try to ISO, if you can 5 out, you'll have time to 5 out in one kick. Basically, you have one phase in your offense. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I think it takes every bit of strategy out of the game, and it turns these games into complete games of luck. Like, the shorter the game, the more lucky it is. But with 14-second shot clocks, I just think it literally turns into a game of luck. This is something that I think it'll grow on me. I don't like it now, but I think it'll grow on me. There's a 4-point line. There is now a 4-point line in clutch time, which is interesting. So the court's full size, by the way, which means that it's going to take even longer to get past the halfway line. I like the fact the court's full size. That was my biggest fear, was that the court wasn't going to be full size, and thankfully the court is full size. The 4-point line, look, Drazen Petrovic to the freaking moon, lads. Drazen Petrovic to the moon. Like, Drazen is going to be the most sought after player in the game. Because there are going to be guys with half range center next season. But day one, Drazen's the only one. Drazen is the only one. Drazen to the freaking moon, lads. Drazen to the moon. Let's see what price Drazen is now. Let's see what price he is right now. So, have people bought him? So, Drazen was like 27k earlier today. Drazen Diamond. I just want to see how people buying him. The Drazen Diamond is like, I don't even know why I searched 24k. He's obviously not 24k. He's more than 30. He's more than 30. It's like, you're going to probably want to buy a Drazen. I'm not going to lie. You're probably going to want to buy a Drazen. He's like 32k. Like, Drazen Petrovic is the only player in the game with half range extender. Like, you're probably going to want to buy Drazen. Like, because that half range shot, like half range and goal range, like the gap between half range and goal range is scary this year. Like, if you guys, like, I'm even on current gen. And like, I'll show you guys where the 4-point line roughly is going to be in this game. So like, the 4-point line is roughly going to be, screw it. It's roughly going to be like here. Even though like you can hit that with like gold range players, like Melo can hit that with gold range. The problem is that like people can guard you from that range, whereas if you're Drazen Petrovic, he can literally shoot from. He can hit from that range consistently. Like Drazen literally has this range in him. That's just a bad release by me. There we go. He has that range. He has that range. There we go. But yeah, Drazen to the freaking moon, lads. Drazen to the moon. And like again, I'm not going to be selling my Drazen. I'm keeping my Drazen. If you guys, you guys will see how good Drazen is in the road to Gary Payton. You guys will see how good the Drazen is in the road to Gary Payton. He's God. But it well and truly is Drazen Petrovic's time. It is Drazen's time. So the 4-point line, look, I don't like it now, but I'm willing to let it grow on me. I think it might grow on me. It could be a lot of fun. And it kind of brings more hype into the game. I think it'll lead to a lot of frustration when you're way ahead and suddenly your opponent hits 2 contested 4-pointers in a row on you. Especially because that's literally showing Harden hitting a heavy. Like Harden is literally hitting a heavy right there. So if that happens in game, you are going to be pissed. Just letting you guys know. It's going to add to more frustration. I don't think it was necessary. Look, it's something that they brought in. It's a gimmick. It might be fun. It might be bad. I just think I just don't think that this was tested enough. I think that this should have been thought through a little bit more, because if there is any, like the 4-point line is not going to ruin the mode. The 4-point line is one of those things where it's like, I'd rather not see it, but like it's there. This, if there is anything, like if this mode is to be ruined, it's from this. But the one good thing is that if this ends up being a disaster in Season 3, they can very easily change the shot clock in Season 4. That's a really easy thing to change. Like taking out the 4-point line is a lot more difficult to change than the shot clock. I think that's the one thing We're going to have to see what happens when we actually play the game mode. I just think it could end very, very badly. It could end very badly. People struggling to get shots off in the game. Because it's a weird... I think 24 seconds don't have to be fast. It might be too long. If there was a way of making like an 18-second shot clock... I know 18 sounds ridiculous, but I still think 14. 14 is tough because 14 seconds in the half court's cool. But 14 seconds when you've got at least 3 seconds taking the ball past the halfway line. You got 10 seconds. Your offense is max 10 seconds. And it's not easy to get someone off 10 seconds. If they foul and you get a 14 from the sideline, then you're cool. But like from inbounds, it's going to be tough with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.